That does not apply to this Tiger Woods police report that he was asleep in a car at the time of his arrest. Woods is saying that prescription drugs are the reason, no alcohol. To sports agent Doug Eldridge on whether this time a lot of those lucrative endorsement deals of his go away. What do you think, Doug?
Well, Neil, I think it's a bit of duck theory, as we call it. Above the water, the duck's head is calm and moving calmly across the surface, but beneath the surface, those legs are churning fervently. And I think that's really the dichotomy of the presentation of the statement versus what his team is doing behind the scenes and have been doing for many hours now.
What I wonder is just how much, hits a career could take. Now, he's absorbed worse in the past, but a lot of people are thinking at least all that stuff's in the past. Does it change when it looks like, oops, maybe it's not?
It does, and that's a great question, and here's why. We always say that bad decisions don't make bad people. It's a universal truth. But the problem is when you have high-profile individuals, be it athletes, personalities, politicians, every time you have successive events like this, it becomes almost like compounding interest, meaning each successive incident doesn't have the same value or impact as the first, but rather it increases at an increasing rate. So as we look at the end of the runway in terms of Tiger Woods' career, the really looming question is, does he still have enough runway to get the nose up on what will ultimately be the final chapters of his career? You know,
I always think that winning changes everything. And then when you're doing it very well, it becomes a moot point. Of course, he's getting up there, not so much in golf for years. You can still have a very good career in golf, well into your 40s. But again, he's not a kid anymore. And I'm wondering that, does he have that to fall back? And let's say he still has trouble, still has these back spasms and whatever it is has kept it from playing on and off for so many years. Then what?
Well, you hit on a great point there, Neil, and it was Al Davis that famously coined, just win, baby, which is to say winning cures almost everything, almost. The key there, though, is winning, and I think what you really pointed to is, number one, age aside, does he have the health? Does he have the literal and figurative endurance to remain on the course? Now, he's had 4 successive major surgeries, each seemingly more impactful and significant than the last, not the least of which was a fusion. Now, one of our Olympic athletes has undergone a similar procedure, and it was ultimately career-ending. And I will be the first and not the last to say, I hope that's not the case for Tiger. Because I hope he has the case to get back on the course, but more importantly, to get back in those television sets. The thing that set Tiger apart at the height of his career and has really created this afterglow, what happened in 2009 would have sunk many athletes, but it didn't Tiger, was the cultural impact, Neil. And in so many ways, that's really what we're seeing with elite, top-level, blue-chip athletes. They transcend the boundaries of the sports page and really become pop culture storytelling points. The kitchen table is and always will be the home of every family. That's where morals and life lessons are taught. And now, more often than not, parents are pointing to prominent athletes, both positively and negatively, to teach kids about life parables. And Tiger was such a positive influence and such a positive role model, he really became one of the very few things, and that is a one-word celebrity. We simply referred to him as Tiger. And in that regard, he revolutionized golf, and more importantly, he was the consummate Trojan horse to take the message of values, virtues, and hard work to a generation of young children across the country. So if for no other reason, I hope Tiger gets back on the course to be able to hopefully retake some of that stock.
There are so many young people, though, maybe owing to our times, who've never heard of him. That's kind of interesting, too.
Well, it's interesting, though, when you look at the impact that he's had on the game, right? And this is in so many ways almost paradoxical, because on one level, he opened the door for the Jordan Spieths, the Ricky Fowlers, the Jason Days to come in and take huge endorsement contracts, huge, and that was all built on the back and the hard work of Tiger Woods. Now, the dichotomy and the paradoxical effect is really on the other hand. Since we've seen Tiger step away from the course, really going back to 2008, his last major win, and then the incident with Elin in 2009, we've seen a precipitous drop in television numbers, in clubs across the country closing, as well as youth involvement. And that's ultimately where legacy is judged.
Thanks, buddy, very much.